I guess a great example of where we've delivered more with less, maybe if I set the scene first, a lot of the asset bases in the resources sector, be that in the coal sector or the iron ore sector, as I guess the two prevalent sectors in Australia, those sectors are approaching 60 to 70 years old. And a lot of the first infrastructure that was developed for those asset value chains, particularly in the I'll hone in on the ports because that's I guess an area, a passion of mine and an interest area for me. They were developed at a time whereby they weren't necessarily thinking that this asset needed to last for 100 or 120 years. And so therefore, as time has passed, the risk of operating those assets for a longer time than perhaps was initially envisaged is that the risk profile or the resilience of those assets to, I guess, to the natural environment, whether that be, cyclones, storm surge, etc. That risk could present challenge for the owners and operators of that asset, whereby if a serious event was to hit that port, then they could be faced with a long-term outage to come back up and running, and that is a material business risk for our clients. So when you're faced with that, trying to solve that material business risk without saying, oh, let's just go and build a brand new wharf adjacent to the existing one, you start to actually move your brain towards, okay, well, how do I do more with less? How do I actually improve the resilience of this infrastructure to get the business risk, our clients' business risk, to an acceptable level? And a great case of that was the shiploader and berth replacement project that we did with BHP at Hay Point. The massive concrete caissons that berth 2 sits on, the wharf sits on at the second berth at Hay Point have been there for close to 60 years. That berth was originally built at a level that does not have great immunity to very severe tropical cyclones that we can see today. So when you're actually trying to improve the immunity of that, plus the caissons are 60 to 70 years old, so they have their own, I guess, issues of deterioration. We were faced with a really tricky challenge to improve the resilience of the wharf whilst maintaining, I guess, the capital spend within a realm that is acceptable to the customer. And that's one of the things that Aurecon prides itself on is that we will always seek to take on the necessary risk to get an outcome for our customer. And in the Sabre case, we were able to come up with a solution that improved the resilience to the necessary levels, dealt with the deterioration issues of the existing infrastructure by reimagining the structural form. And I think that was a great example of how the will to solve the challenge for the customer within the confines of the available capital is a true testament to our team. I'm really proud of them, to be honest.